In today's video, I'm going to discuss my initial thoughts about the Galaxy S9 and Galaxy S9 Plus. We're going to discuss the main and new features. Sulit bang mag-upgrade from your older phone to this phones? Is it a check or a NYEK? Let's find out. So just a quick disclaimer, I haven't tried the phone personally for two main reasons. One, dahil I don't have the early access just like the other YouTubers. And second, wala rin akong pambili. What we're going to discuss is my initial impression and reaction about these phones. So since hindi ko pa siya talaga nagagamit in person, every opinion that I'm going to say in this video is subject for change. For now, this is my first impression. So let's start with the design. Yung design niya is same lang as the Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus. Difference lang is mas malaki yung screen niya. Actually, halos parehas na parehas lang. Ang pinakamalaking improvement sa design is yung fingerprint scanner. Dati yung fingerprint scanner nasa gilid ng camera. Because of that, malaki yung chance na ma-miss mo yung fingerprint scanner at ma-touch mo instead yung camera. With that, syempre, lagi mong pupunasan yung camera kasi may sponge na ng fingerprint mo. The fingerprint scanner is, I think, on a better place now. Instead, sa gilid, nilagay na nila sa baba. For me, it could be better kung mas binaba pa nila kasi medyo malapit pa rin doon sa may camera lens. So, there's still a chance or high chance na ang matouch mo pa rin is yung camera. Well, this is very subjective kasi magkaiba naman tayo ng panlasa sa design. Pero for me, the design of the Galaxy S7 line is good enough. With the changes with the design of the S8, for me, is not much of a big deal. Ang difference ngayon, they put two stereo speakers. At syempre, since dalawa na yung speaker, sabi nila, it's 1.4 or 40% louder. And as far as I know, this is the first time that Samsung put up stereo speakers. And they also put Dolby Atmos. So mas theater-like yung sound daw. I haven't tried. Isang malaking check sa audio department, they retained the 3.5mm jack. It's a check kasi you're getting louder audio output. And then, you're still getting the 3.5mm jack na hindi na available sa ibang flagship phone. First, two 12-megapixel camera. This is the first ever smartphone with a mechanically adjustable aperture. So it has an f2.4 aperture. Then yung isa is a big and bright f1.5. Previously, ang pinakamalaking aperture on a smartphone is f1.7, which started by Samsung also. And then after nun, year 2017 din, naglabas ang LG ng LG V30, which has f1.6. And now they release f1.5, which is the biggest I've seen on a smartphone so far. So syempre, pag mas malaking aperture, mas better in low light, though mas softer yung image. Pero syempre, they gave you an option to switch to f2.4 for a crispier image quality. Slow-mo, ito yung isa sa pinagmamayabang ng Samsung na bagong feature or upgraded feature dito sa S series. So, before they're using the 720p resolution with 240 frames per second. This time, they're using 720p with 960 frames per second. So ideally, mas smooth yung kuha niya sa slow-mo. Alam mo yon. Pero to be honest, for me, it could have been better if they just put 1080p with 240 frames per second instead of a lower 720p with 960 frames per second. Kasi for me, 960 frames per second is not necessary if you're not into sports or capturing sport events or whatsoever. I don't think you will need the 960. 240 is already good enough for me. So I don't think this is a very big upgrade. They also put live focus just like what they have on the Note 8. So what it does is you can control the bokeh at ma-switch kung gusto mong i-blur yung background or yung subject na mas closer sa camera during and after you take the image. One of the new features from Samsung. This is the same with what we have seen with iPhone X, and I think this is much better. With AR Animoji, mukha mo mismo yung ginagamit. And then you have an option to use the animated characters just like the iPhone. For me, it's not necessary. This is something that siguro minsan ko lang gagamitin. So it's not a big plus, pero if you're into it, it's a big check. For me, it depends. Kung first time mong gagamit ng Samsung flagship phone or you're using S6 or older phones, this is a good one. But if you are currently a user of Galaxy S7 and up, for me, all the updates is not a big deal. So what do you think about it? Is it a check or a NYEK? Leave your comments down below and don't forget to subscribe. Hit the notification bell icon para maging updated sa mga next videos namin. Talk to you soon.